วัสดีค่ะต้อนรับกลับเข้าสู่ที่เวทีของเราอีกครั้งนะคะในส่วนของ TDEX Talk นั่นเองแล้วก็จากที่บอกไว้เมื่อกี้นะคะว่าช่วงที่แล้วไปปลาฉลามและคราวนี้เรามาที่วาฬกันบ้างดีกว่านะคะจะเป็นยังไงเนี่ยบอกเลยว่าน่าสนใจแน่ๆโดยเฉพาะใครที่แบบว่าอยากจะมีโอกาสได้ใกล้ชิดนะคะกับวาฬโดยเฉพาะวาฬออร์ก้านะคะเพราะว่าเราจะพาทุกคนค่ะขึ้นเหนือไปถึงนอร์เวย์กันเลยค่ะ Ladies and gentlemen, for this session I gonna bring everyone enjoy with the new experience underwater because we are going to bring everyone to get a closer look and also like you can like stay closer to the ORCA underwater in Norway because we have the company that will bring you to experience and enjoy this new experience all together. And we have two speakers to share with you with this interesting one. So that firstly, I would like to introduce everyone with our speakers. So we have Olav, Magne, Strømsholm, and also Mr. Pierre Robert de la Tour ORCA. So firstly, I will hand over to Mr. Olav. So please welcome.
Thank you so much, and thank you for coming, everybody. So I'm the founder of ORCA Norway, and I started with the swimming with the ORCA in 1992. So we were the first company in the world starting with this. Right now, we have been on 5 different destinations in Norway. Right now we are situated up north in Norway, called Alta region, up of the polar circle, and I know many of you are thinking about it's very, very cold up there, and it is. So you have to be protected by the coldness, of course. We do swimming with dry suit, good underwear, and I think after the first day you will forget about the coldness, and then you know, and then you are fully concentrated about looking for the orcas and take a good photos of orca. The reason that I'm starting with this were when I was a kid, I looking at a black and white TV, and I saw an American TV series called Flipper, and I was thinking, I want to do the same. I want to start diving, and I want to swim with dolphins. And orca is the biggest dolphin in the dolphin family. I start my dive center in 1981, so I have been a long time in the diving industry. In the late 80s, some scientists visit me on the dive center, and they told me about the phenomenon with the herring and the orca in the up north of Norway. And of course, I listened to them. I asked them about the different questions about are they danger, is it danger to go into the water with them, and so on. And the year after, together with a friend, we went up there and started the process to start to swim together with the orcas. But that was not so easy because we were very clumsy with all the diving gear, and we found out that the easiest is the best, like skin diving. So we dropped the bottle, and we had dry suit, fins, flippers, snorkel and mask, and that was a good combination. After a while, we knew how to behave together with the orcas, how to swim together with them, but it was tricky in the beginning. But after a while, we saw how we could do that. So I will give the microphone now to our orca expert, Pierre de la Tour, so he can just continue this and tell you more about this.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, thank you for welcoming us here in beautiful Bangkok. Some video of the presentation, some picture speak more than words. words. So some pictures of what we are doing in Norway. I will add something about Olav, something that he didn't speak about, that when he met the scientist the first time and asked if the orcas are dangerous, if it's dangerous to swim with orcas, I know the Vikings, and if the answer had been, okay, it's safe, just go, they would probably not go there and they would just go have another beer and forget all of this. But the scientists, they said that, okay, they are apex predator. And we know a few about them at that time. It was in 90s, 80 something. And if you serve a free meal to orca, maybe it's going to happen something. So again, it was 40 years ago. And then that was for the Viking, they like challenge and they say, yeah, let's do that. I bet it was something like this. So I will tell you now how I came in this activity that was brand new. I will tell you some words about my background. I'm a scientist, but I'm not a marine biologist. I have experience in human biology, in vet biology, in the chemistry research department. But it's not the science that brought me to orcas. What brought me to orcas was my passion for oceans and for wildlife, for marine life, since I was very young. In this place where I started, with ORCA Norway, okay. This place where I started is this island in Mediterranean, Corsica. And I started freediving, I was very, very young. Okay, it's not me in this picture, it is my son. I brought my son in the exact place where I started. But it was not just a hobby, holiday hobby, summertimes. It was really a devouring passion, I was a nightmare for my parents. I didn't want to leave the sea. They were calling me from the beach and I was saying, no, I just want to swim. And I went out of the water. I was just shaking, freezing cold with blue lips and everything. So intense it was. And it was not enough. When I went up, I grew up, I started with competition in spearfishing. And this picture has been taken in the Kristiansund. The first time I've been in touch with orcas was when I was spotting the competition area, 2 days before the competition area, with the French team. I was the captain of a French team. And I had this unexpected and amazingly powerful interaction with orcas. It's one thing if you go for orcas and you expect to see orcas, when you are just checking if the codfish are going here in the high tide and you see an orca checking you, that was kind of shock. I couldn't even speak about that. But I realize now that this day was the day that changed my life. And I don't know if you believe in the destiny, but after this seconds with orcas, I feel everything was aligned in my life. 2 days later, I won the competition. My sponsor was Sporaship brand, gave me a good bonus. And when I went back in France, I was checking everything about orcas. I wanted to know everything. I forgot the spearfishing. And I found a French researcher. I explained what I did. He said, okay, maybe it was dangerous. And then I find Olav in the travel magazine. It was this company offering to the guest to swim with orcas. This is exactly what I wanted to do. And with my bonus, I pay my first orca expedition as a guest with Olav in the boat. This is how I connect Olav. And after the first season, that was totally amazing. Olav asked me to come in the crew because I was a wetsuiter. And I became a safety diver. So here is some picture you will see after the orca call. My first expedition was in '98. This was before the first dive. You see the smile of the guy. I was proud to be there. But after the first encounter, look at the face. It's not the same. I'm smiling, but inside, it was not the same. And nothing was the same anymore. Okay? So today, I'm just sharing with you guys the experience of 27 season, 27 season, okay? And also more than 8,000 free dive with orcas, still counting. And I have guided more than 2,400 free divers in close encounter with orcas with the ratio of approx 100% all these years. Maybe you guys soon you will come and join us. You're welcome, okay? What kind of marine mammals can I swim with? Of course, orcas, but it can be also the humpback whale, the blue whale, bottlenose dolphin, sea lions, beluga, leopard seal in Antarctica, false orca, gray seal, many dolphins, sperm whale, and pilot whales. So it is. Since the beginning, I have something in my mind is that experience is nothing without ethic. And ethic is very important because orcas, they swim very fast. Orcas, they are busy in their corner. And if they don't want to interact with you, they will keep distance. And the more you push them, the more you run after orcas, the more they avoid you. And this is not something we want to do. We want to minimize the disturbance before, during, and after interaction, because what we expect is to offer to our guests the same emotion that I could have the first year I was with orcas in '98, okay? Because it's one thing to see orcas traveling and you steal some seconds of their life, but when you can have a real connection with the orca, it's a different emotion. I've been checking your presentation, sir, before with the tiger shark, and you know exactly what I mean. You know, if you see orca shark busy away, it's one thing. When you have a real connection with a wildlife, especially with a giant and the top predator, it's something very special, okay? And this is what we want to offer to our guests because it makes the experience unforgettable. I base my concept of undersea soft encounter based on the respect and the well-being of animals on two theories. I try to organize and to make a methodology in order to organize everything. And the two theories are this one. The first one is the non-verbal communication, understanding the communication of the animal you are facing. And specifically orcas, they have a very rich body language, okay? For instance, if you have some moments, I will speak about a Mehrabian equation describing the communication with the verbal language, vocal language, and body language. And if you compare with the pet animal, for instance, you see this is a brown dog, big dog, he's barking. This one is also brown, big, and barking, but you don't need to have a PhD in dog behavior. You understand that the message is not the same, okay? No matter what, the dogs, they are not able to speak words, to make sentences, so 100% of the communication is non-verbal, okay? But with orcas, if we compare, we can see that they also have a body language, and it's fascinating to understand the body language of orcas. They can produce sounds, okay? But according to the acoustic specialists, they can organize these basic sounds in sentences, words, and they have a very complex verbal-like communication, okay? So the second theory I use is the proxemics. And this is something very interesting established by Edward Hall, describing that around individuals you have space. And the closest and the narrowest is the intimate space around you, up to 80 meters for a person. And then aside this border is the personal zone. And there is a border. Outside the personal zone is the social zone, and there is a border. And outside is the public zone. For instance, this is the proxemic. For instance, if a person which is not intimate of yours is speaking to you outside your intimate zone, you feel perfectly okay. But if the person is entering, invading your intimate zone, you will stress. It's not okay. It's the same for the animals, okay? So if you watch this situation in the garden, you see that these people, you may think that they are spread out in random. But it's not random at all. Separated by blue lines, you have groups of people. In yellow ring, they are in social interaction. In pink ring, they are in intimate interaction. Is it the same with orcas? If you have this drone picture from above, you may think that it's random, but if you look closely, here is a mother and calf. Here is mother and juveniles. It's also all about the distance, and you can apply the proxemic theory to use for orca, and this is what I did. So some words about this. Orcas, they have intimate zone. I don't work with the personal zone. Outside is social zone, and outside is the public zone. It's very important to understand that because when you approach orcas, you use it. And I will tell you how. When I speak about intimate zone, it's for one animal. And the distance of the border is approximately 4 meters, depending on the size of the animals. When I speak about social zone, it's for the group, social group. because orcas are social, and then the border is up to 40 meters from the group, okay? Each time the boat driver tries to put us in the water with the orcas, he has to cross this border. Each time he do that, he's creating a stimulus, okay? He stimulates animal, and they react. And according to this stimulus and the emotional state that you are creating, it can be pleasure, anger, stress, or fear. You may have different answers, okay? It can be aggressivity, not with orcas, they are not aggressive, okay? But it can be avoidance. If you're annoying orcas, they avoid. Or sometimes they are tolerant, you can stay around, and sometimes they are curious and they come to visit you, okay? So this is why each time we are in the field, we don't rush with orcas. Knowing this, at the beginning, what we are doing, we spot the orcas when they are breathing at the surface, and it's not easy. And the first thing we are doing, we try to understand, we observe them. Keep some moment to see what they are doing. Then, according to the signal they send, we can try an approach if we think that it's the good moment. Then, if they give the good signal, we can go in the water and we go for interaction. Then we have some rule to respect. Okay, I will speak about that more deeply tomorrow. It's going to be the topic of the presentation of tomorrow, how to snorkel with orcas in Norway. This is just the base, okay? And then, you know, sometimes interaction, they are too long, too close, and we have to keep control and go back to the boat, especially if you're not alone, especially if you have guests with you that have not your level of diving, then you have to think about safety and go back to the boat, okay? Keep control. I used to have a range for my interaction. I classify each interaction in different levels, okay? And these levels are like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. According to the distance of the interaction, according to the behavior of the animals, it can be like this. Level 1 is when the animals, they are tolerant in the social zone. Level 2, if they show obvious interest, it's another behavior. Level 3, if they try to communicate in social zone. Level 4 is tolerance in intimate zone. It's like the first one, but it's closer. And level 5 is intrusive behavior in intimate zone. I think, Guy, that you have a level 6 or 7 with a shark, okay? But I don't go for it. So here is the level. Then I will show you exactly with video footage I took what I'm speaking about. First is the level 1 tolerance with bottlenose dolphins in Mexico. This is not Norway, but it's a good example, you see. They are just passing by. They are not interested in the dive.